Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Andrus, psychic medium, and this is part of your yearly reading for 2015. Today is New Year's Day 2015. That's when I'm recording this, and I'm going to do 6 months at a time this year, just so that you don't, especially if you're listening to the yearly reading in the latter half of the year, that you don't have to listen to maybe 10 minutes that you've either already experienced or don't need. I just felt guided to do that. So as you can see, I've got 6 different decks of cards. I had a plan as to how I was going to do this today, and I feel like this reading took on a life of its own. So I feel like I just chose the cards as I was guided. I pre-shuffled the decks. I pre-drew them to save time. And we will be doing January through June in this reading, okay? So this is our January card, and I'm telling you the fairies were the first that came to me, and I saw this deck, I think yesterday or the day before, and I knew that this would be our January deck. So let's see what January has in store for us. It says peace of mind, and automatically what I'm hearing is that you can have peace of mind that all your dreams are coming true. Even if you cannot imagine how they're going to be answered right now. And they're giving me a couple different examples, which is a couple of goals that I have that seem like they're out of reach. You know, I've said in previous weekly readings to this that I'm studying for a big test for work, and I currently have it scheduled for Monday, the 5th of January. I may reschedule it. We'll see what happens here in the next day, because it's just a really big test. And I have to tell you, there's moments with it that I think, I don't know how I'm going to pass this thing. And what this card is saying is you can have peace of mind that you're not guided to the wrong things, that you're not dreaming the wrong things, that everything is right. They want me to give you another example about this test that I'm taking. I have a couple of different study programs because my company I work for provided me one, and there was another one that I actually bought myself. And I keep wondering, should I be using one as opposed to the other? And I felt like my angels and guides just told me that there's not a wrong answer. There's no wrong studying, right? Both of the programs are good programs. It's just that one I had to pay for, one my company sponsored. There's not a wrong answer. And you can have peace of mind knowing that even if you think that the answers are never going to come to you, or the money's never going to come to you, love's never going to come to you, new career, house, whatever your dream might be, have peace of mind and know that your dreams are coming true. You know, I work in a heavily regulated industry during the day where you have to take tests for a living. I call myself sometimes a professional test taker because there's a variety of licenses that you have to have in the securities industry, which means basically taking a test. It depends upon what your job is. You could think, you're all done and then maybe get another position that requires another license and you'd have to take another test. Now, they're saying that with this example, it's really representative of life. There are some tests in life, but that's not all that life is about, and you can have peace of mind and know that your dreams are coming true. And when things get too stressful or overwhelming, in the instance that I'm getting really frustrated with studying and not feeling like I know all the answers, go easy on yourself, have peace of mind, and know that things are going to work out whether you can see the evidence of that happening or not. Let go, let God. Okay? Now, this is our February card, and this is from the Archangel Oracle Cards deck, and the card is Sensitivity, and it says Archangel Haniel, and it says, you're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Now, in the Northern Hemisphere, it is winter. And it is a new year, and it is dark, literally, because our sunlight is less as opposed to more right now. This and so many other things can cause us to be sensitive. You know, many of us are empaths, and we absorb the fears of the earth, the heaviness of the earth, you name it. And our sensitivity might be increasing. Things that we might have thought tasted good before are foods that now, for whatever reason, no longer taste good. For instance, I gave up eating meat when I was around 20 years old, meaning beef, red meat, which is big in the United States. And I just knew that I had a sensitivity to it and that it just wasn't for me. Now, I still eat a lot of other meats or fish and poultry because for me that is right. But all of a sudden, I had become sensitive to something that was no longer working for me. And so if you are feeling that, and feeling like there's something you used to find that either, basically what they want me to say is that you're increasing your sensitivity to situations around you. Now, what they're saying, and I feel like this is going to segue into our March message, which is a message from the Romance Angels, and I found myself surprised that was for March. When February, we've got Valentine's Day, and so they want to loop a message of love into this and say, your sensitivity is increasing, and as a result, relationships that worked for you in the past or romantic situations that worked for you in the past will no longer work for you. So stop trying to either make relationships fit or make situations fit. The right person will find you and you will find them at the right time. Okay? Now, for the March message, it's the Romance Angels cards. And it is, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I have a person in mind with this that I know, and I know that this person is not alone, and wanting to find your other half. She has had a relationship just like the one I just described, and I think a lot of us have had that situation where we've had relationships that perhaps we made some sort of compromise on the way into it, because I find that when you fall in love, you can rationalize just about any strange or bad behavior or gloss over the things that you might not have seen. But now, as a result of your increased sensitivity, stay optimistic that even if you don't have the suitor out there, that one day all of the synchronicities will align and your love life will get better. For some of you that are in existing relationships or marriages, this is to stay optimistic that things will work out for better or worse. And what I feel is that if you are not getting the love that you need in your current relationship and your partner is not responsive to that, then maybe it's time for you to consider your options outside of the partnership. Okay? Because I said the word partnership too, they want me to say this could also be about a business partnership. If you can't find a situation that is like love that this could apply to, then what is the first thing that pops to your mind? And that's what it could be. Okay, and so now they want me to move on to the April message, which is from the Archangel Michael deck. And the message is, go forward fearlessly. And it says, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Sometimes life is scary, and for me, I feel like my guides have been telling me that I've got courage, that even when some of the things that I do, like taking that test for work, seem nuts, like why am I doing this? Or I couldn't possibly succeed at this, that Archangel Michael is right there saying, go forward fearlessly. If you have dreams of getting a house or a new job or whatever, and it seems like, again, I feel like a theme to this message for the first half of the year so far is, if your dreams seem insurmountable, first of all, respect your increasing sensitivity know that your dreams are coming true and go forward fearlessly into the future, because things might go better than you planned, not worse. Okay? Now, the May card is from the Colette Baron Reid Enchanted Map Oracle cards, and the card is Stormfields. Now, I don't know as much about these cards, and I'm just going to intuit the message here. And I feel like on the surface, things might seem very stormy. There might be some chaos that's around you, but remember that you're in the eye of the hurricane. And if it doesn't feel like it, you will be soon, meaning that you will be safe and you are taken care of. And try to detach yourself from outward drama, because it is when you can find peace and moments of solitude that you'll know your true purpose beyond the drama for life. And for some of you, I feel the message here is detach from drama. I don't know about you, but I grew up with a decent amount of dysfunction and chaos in my home. Not always, but a lot of the time. I had a heavy childhood. And in that, I feel like because it was something that was shown to me by example, drama or, melodramatics or whatever it might be, that had the capacity, and I feel like it did maybe in my younger life, my younger adulthood, if you will, that I almost had a need or a desire for drama. And they're saying that it's time to let that go, especially if you are feeling like you're sitting in storm fields, because once you detach from that need to have the drama, you will find the peace that you are seeking. And what I'm hearing is, the question is, do you want that peace? It's not something that you have to chase after. It's something that's quite easy to feel, because all storms and stress, they may seem very real, but it is closer to peace. Life is closer to peace than you imagine. What they're saying to me is sometimes we create our own stress and chaos and drama. I feel like I was just watching a reading from Doreen Virtue where she had mentioned that her angels had said to her that we create stress in our lives. And she had even said something like, well, what do you mean? I've got all this stress. And her angels just said, we really do create our own stress. Things can be easy, and it doesn't mean that human life is meant to be perfect. But even if it seems like there's storms around us, things are going to get better. And sometimes the storms happen to clear the path, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. So nothing is without purpose, okay? And then this is our card for June of 2015. It's from the Life Purpose deck. And I love this deck. And I feel like the cards all came as they were supposed to, but I must say June is my birthday month, and I love that the Life Purpose deck is the deck that is for June, okay? So let's see what the card is. And it says family, and it says loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Now, if you are listening to this and you aspire to family, especially adding a human member to your family, like conceiving a child, adopting a child, or whatever that may be, June to me, I feel, is going to be a very important month where either you may conceive, you may give birth, or you may start your adoption process. For me, I aspire to adopt a child someday. And I think it would be ideal for me if I could start my adoption process this year. Now, maybe this is a message for me. Maybe I will start my adoption process in June. I'm not sure yet. It's kind of an expensive endeavor, and I just trust that I'll get there when I'm supposed to get there. But I have to tell you, it's something that I dream of, just like anybody who wants to have a baby or wants to have a family. Now, for those of you that are single, this means if you think, I want a family, I want a husband and I want a family, this is very, very possible, and you just may meet your soulmate in June. What they're saying is, whatever the situation might be, because I also hear work family, So I just changed the company that I worked for and went back to a place where I had quote unquote grown up or had always worked. And it really feels like family to me. Now, if you're aspiring for a career change, you may find a job that is somewhat like family. And they're asking me to tell you that before I went back to the company that I was at. Okay, so I had grown up at this firm that I now work at again, but because of some life circumstances, I left it for a few years. And at the time, I thought I didn't know if I wanted to go back there. I think that I needed the break to realize what a wonderful place it was and a wonderful fit for me. But so then when I was in my other job, I just knew that it wasn't for my greatest and highest good anymore, and I started to say some positive affirmations like, I love my job, I love the people I work with, and they love me, and so on and so forth. Whether it is about a job, it's about a family, or it's about anything else, positive affirmations will help you in having your wishes come true. But I'm literally seeing that in June, somehow we pivot towards our dreams and desires. Now, this has been the reading for the first half of 2015. I want you to stay tuned with me. I will have the second half of 2015, not today, but within the next few days. Just stay tuned, and I will post it as I have it. I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in with me. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Day, a wonderful first half of the year, and we'll see what's happening in the second half of the year shortly.